Yo, what up? Sorry about that. I couldn't I didn't have my fucking mic plugged in at all. Thought I was ready, but I wasn't. What up though? What up, Practice Needed? I appreciate you stopping by, bro. Cat just jumped on my lap. This was a crazy day. I am not ready. I was not ready. Yup. What's up? So, um, welcome to the Wake and Bake Show. This is let me see if I can do it without reading. Your daily interactive Philly sports motivational vocabulary. Damn, I know I'm forgetting one. Gaming show. And I'm a fancy clown. Welcome to the show. I appreciate you being here. Hopefully you got your coffee. I got my coffee. I actually ended up late today because I had to get my coffee. Hopefully you got your water. I got my water over here. And your smokes. And I'm going to get into this song real quick. And hopefully that'll give me some time to get everything right and make sure everything is working. Honestly, I probably can't play a song. I'll be honest, since I ain't sound checked. This shit probably ain't going to work. Let me see. Oh shit, it worked. It worked. That's not the song I'm trying to play though. I'm trying to play this. Alright. I can't stop, so I keep going. Yeah, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. Like I said, I wasn't ready, man. I'm sorry for the technical issues. Turn the music up. I can't stop, so I keep going. Can't fall off, cause I'm too on. Something keep me holding on. Just my grip, it be too strong. And my reach, it be too long. Plus I rep the guy that likes walk in peace, fly like bomb. But I get in a lot of fights. Lord, I don't know where I'm going. I look out, it's always night. God, I hope you come back soon. God, I hope you come back right. Now I'm angry every day, and I just want to be by myself. I don't mean to overindulge, and I don't mean to deny myself. Balance is the only way. Balance is the only way. Balance is the only way. Will admit I am a bit extreme at times. I keep calm, but I cross lines and I don't play. Balance is the only way. Balance is the only way. I will call you afterward. Balance is the only way. I'm a bit extreme, I found. If it's good, let's say it's good. If it's not, let's burn it down. I'm just waiting for the king. I'm just working for a crown. I'ma dive onto the ground and I'ma throw that on the ground. Is it wrong if I say pause? Already told you I'm a little bit off. Need a hook, some type of chorus, so these folks can sing along. Balance is the only way. Balance is the only way. Balance is the only way. Will admit I am a bit extreme at times. I keep calm, but I cross lines and I don't play. Balance is the only way. Balance is the only way. I can't stop, so I keep going. Can't fall off, cause I'm too on. Something keep me holding on. Just my grip, it be too strong. And my reach, it be too long. Nah, I wish. I would probably say, I probably wouldn't say balance. I'd probably say equanimity. God, I hope you come back soon. God, I hope you come back right. Now I'm angry every day, and I just want to be by myself. I don't mean to overindulge, and I don't mean to deny myself. Balance is the only way. Hopefully the video says what the name of the word of the day is. That's usually how I name the videos. Yeah, man. Anyway, y'all, welcome to the Wake and Bake Show. Your daily, interactive Philly sports vocabulary, philosophy, motivational gaming show. And I'm a fancy clown. Happy Wednesday. I'm happy to be here. Today was quite a day, man. I got locked out of the crib trying to go get coffee so I could stream, because I watched the stream yesterday and I was like, I'm a little less hyper than usual. So I was like, yeah, I got to get on that coffee again. So I'm doing it just for y'all, just for the stream. Got a nigga in here, hype as hell.
Anyway, with that said, let me show y'all the setup real quick. So this is this is my little moving desk thing. That is Baruto. This is a Steinberg interface, which I have plugged into my mic going up to the ceiling. That's the mic right there, right above my head. That's your ring light situation. That's my TV. That's my Xbox. That's my El Gato. And there's a bunch of coats and shit. Cause it's getting cold. It's getting cold. I love it though. I love the seasons changing. Y'all see me? I got my hoodie on. I made this hoodie. Y'all see me? I got my hoodie on. I personally love the fall, man. It's dope as hell. Especially in the Northeast. We got seasons. I don't know if y'all niggas is in like LA or Phoenix or Florida or some shit where you don't got no seasons at. I like seasons. I was listening to a nigga say the other day. Uh, he played baseball out in San Diego, and they was like, yeah, man. So sucks you got traded. You had to get the fuck out of San Diego. He was like, nah, I mean, I could have kept my properties, but I actually didn't really love it there. He was like, it was fucking 85, 90 degrees every fucking day. You kind of get tired of that shit, man. I kind of miss seasons. Like, it was nice every once in a while to see some rain up in the Northeast. You know what I mean? It's nice every once in a while to get a stiff breeze. Have to close your window at night, wrap up in the covers and shit. I don't know. Kind of like that. I kind of like that. But yes, Churlish. Let's get into Churlish. As I explained earlier, man, I apologize. I was not prepared as I should have been today. I did take some time to prepare a couple of things, but I did not prepare everything. So let's see what churlish means. Now, this word, this is funny because this goes into my story about not being prepared enough. Churlish is actually the word of the day on the dictionary app. I use the dictionary app on a regular basis because if I encounter, I read and shit, and when I encounter words that I don't know what they mean. Like I don't really like going by text context and figuring out what they mean. I like to fucking go look them bitches up. You know what I'm saying? Because you get a lot more of a picture that way. So today, the Webster's Dictionary app, the word of the day on there was churlish. So I took their word of the day because I didn't know what that shit meant. Typically, I do know what they mean, and I'm not hype about them. But this one, I was like, what does it mean? So it's an adjective. It means rude in a mean spirited or surly way. And it was funny that they said surly because I was trying to, when I heard churlish, I was like, what's the root word? Churl? Churl? Right? And then I started thinking about Men in Black because Men in Black 3 is one of my favorite movies, bro. Dead ass. Men in Black 3 is like literally one of my favorite movies ever made. That shit was better than the first one and the second one. But I was thinking about like he called him a surly old bastard, and I was thinking churlish is actually sound like that same time period, like surly, churlish. So I actually think that they are synonyms. Let's see what some of the similars are. They don't say synonym here. They say similar, which I like because I don't believe there's any real synonyms. Similar: rude, ill-mannered, discourteous, impolite, ungracious, unmannerly, uncivil, ungentlemanly, ill-bred, boorish, catfish. I don't know what this is. Loudish or lutish? Who knows? Mean-spirited. Back again. So yeah, churlish. Let's not try to be that way. Seems like with this word, it's very, very cut and dry, just negative. There's not really any positive way that you can apply that. So I think that that's just like one of those things that we should, well, me personally, I think that that's one of those things that we should just look at and be like, damn, am I being that? Because I don't think that's who I want to be. You know what I mean? I mean, some of y'all might want to be that. I ain't trying to judge niggas. Some of y'all might want to walk around and give off that kind of vibe. Maybe it feels like it would protect you, or it feels like it would keep you out of certain danger. I don't know. I mean, everybody's approach is different, but I know that I don't see any positivity in there. I don't see any gain to be had from exercising my churlishness. So yeah, that's the word, baby. Um I saw I guess the way I guess I'll go with this one. I saw this quote yesterday and I thought it was amazing. I watch a lot of press conferences and interviews and shit, and my favorite people to watch lately are coaches. Coaches, because they got a whole lot of the what do you call those things? Anecdotes, a lot of analogies and shit. They speak on proverbs and shit. They talk like, they talk in a poetic way oftentimes to paint a picture. So I like listening to coaches talk. A lot of my songs start off with coaches talking and shit. So I saw this Tomlin interview yesterday, and I was like, this nigga, man, this nigga, he always give gold. Him and Belichick always give gold. Who you got? Is this right? I don't think this is right. I'm gonna keep this paused until I see that it's what I want it to be. They really gonna show me a 31-second John just saying who you got? These niggas serious right now? See, this is why the preparation would have helped. I can't believe this is going on right now. That's not cool. That's not cool. How dare they? How dare they? Let me go back here. Click on X. It's easier to find things on X. Tomlin. I'm gonna just type in Tomlin. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to find it that way. Tomlin. Niggas be tripping. See what he says here. This ain't it, but this will be an example.
It's what you're willing to do. Everybody hear me? It's not what you're capable of, it's what you're willing to do. I know plenty of people that are capable. I know fewer people that are willing. You know what I mean? Will is a powerful thing. Ask yourself, what are you willing to do?
I thought about making will the word of the day a couple of days ago. Cause I was on, this is 21 hours ago? Yeah. I was on, this is the video I'm looking for. I was still trying to look for one syllable words, and I felt like will is just a really important word. We all know what it means though, but sometimes we gotta be reminded.
Man, I appreciate their passion. We all do.
All right, I'm gonna turn it up. So what happened here was the reporter asked this dude, so how did you feel about the chants from the audience saying fire your fucking offensive coordinator? Because these niggas got out to a terrible start. They got a lot of talent on offense, but they underachieving and shit. So niggas is blaming it on the offensive coordinator, and Tomlin is responding to, okay, how does it feel when you hear all these niggas whatever?
You saw at the game. Those same fans also in the second half, fourth quarter, showed their displeasure with your offensive coordinator. What do you say to those fans in the stands of their second half?
Man, I appreciate their passion. I share their passion. We all do. Man, we love our fans, man. They inspire us. They challenge us. It's an awesome relationship. Man, we don't run from challenges. We run to challenges. This is the sport entertainment business. It is our job to win and thus entertain them. And so, you know, we don't begrudge them for that. We want them to be fat and sassy and spoiled. It is our job.
You talk about the
Go Birds! What up, Azor? Good to see you. You hear what this nigga just said? Dog, he said a lot there. He said a whole lot there. I'm gonna let it rock one more time.
The environment you saw at the game.
It's an awesome relationship.
He talking about the fans.
They challenge us. It's an awesome relationship. Man, we don't run from challenges. We run to challenges. This is the sport entertainment business. It is our job to win and thus entertain them. And so, you know, we don't begrudge them for that. We want them to be fat and sassy and spoiled. It is our job.
You talk about the environment you saw at the game. Those same fans
don't run from challenges. Don't run from.
Wait a minute. Whoa. What? Lizzo is the Steelers' biggest fan? Are you making a pun? Cause she big. Are you making a pun? That's crazy. So anyway, okay. She's a Steelers fan? That's funny. Is she local? I don't even know. I don't know shit about her. I gotta do some more research on her. But all right. So Tomlin, my man said we want the fans to be fat and spicy. Is that what he said? No, he said something like it. fat and churlish and spoiled. And that shit's funny as hell. Like, I heard it and I was like, damn, that nigga is telling the truth. Like, he's telling way more of the truth that need to be told.
You know, we don't begrudge them for that. We want them to be fat and sassy and spoiled. It is our job.
That's what they want. How would I feel if fucking my favorite coach in my city said that about us as a fan base? How would the fan base feel? And this nigga, he been there for a long ass time. That's some funny shit to get away with, man. And I'm gonna assume he gonna get away with it too. I'm gonna assume there's not gonna be any negative feedback. I'm gonna assume he ain't gonna have to come to the next press conference and apologize. I'm gonna assume that nobody's gonna call him and be like, come on, man, you can't say that about the fans. I'm gonna assume none of that shit's gonna happen. I don't think this nigga gonna get a slap on the wrist or nothing. So dead ass seriously, I think people gonna be like, damn, there go Tomlin again, standing up for his boy. Hey, got to. So if I was a fan, I would have been pissed off. I probably would have been like, yo, man, I don't think you're supposed to be able to do that. But shit, I could look from far away, I could look at that man and be like, yo, I fucks with that shit. That shit is, I admire that. I also admire the fact that he's good enough at his job that he don't gotta be afraid. Like, he don't gotta pander to these niggas. Steelers, man. Steelers. I ain't got nothing bad to say about Pittsburgh. I really don't. I don't even think I ever been to Pittsburgh, for real. I heard there ain't nothing there to go see. Now wait, where's our bookmarks? Because I want to... Oh shit, that's not what I meant to do. Sorry, y'all. Like I said, I wasn't prepared. I wasn't as prepared. I got locked out of the crib. Trying to go get coffee and shit. I don't want to talk about that. That young boy. I'm trying to get to my bookmarks, man. This bookmarks? The fuck? Sorry, y'all, for being stupid. Not technically savvy enough. Oh, I think that's it. No. The fuck? And they just keep showing me bullshit every couple seconds, too. Oh, yeah, I did watch that Dame interview on It Is What It Is yesterday. I enjoy that show, man. It Is What It Is a damn good show. And it's crazy because, like, I'm a hater and shit, so I don't want to admit when niggas is great. But that's a great show. I love it. But they going to have to change the format soon. They're going to have to get rid of that tired shit that Stephen A. and Skip been doing for 20 years and shit. So, bookmarks. I'm looking for my bookmarks. Messages. Lists. I got to read the links and shit. This is sad right here, bro. I feel stupid. What if I zoom out? No, it ain't none of that. Alright, well, I guess I'll just type it in. My apologies. Steelers. Browns. I just realized what I'm fucking looking for, and I'm like, I don't even want to bring that shit up. It's a fight. Niggas stay fighting. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that shit alone. Cause it's a fight. Niggas stay fighting. I'm good on the niggas fighting. What's this right here? This is probably from yesterday. Oh yeah, follow up on the Coach Prime situation. So let me tell you what happened. This shit is crazy. So the boy Jay Norvell said, you know, when I talk to adults, I take my glasses and my hat off, right? So I had told y'all niggas that Dion went and bought the whole team and staff sunglasses, right? That's one step. You know what else this nigga did? He went and started selling sunglasses on his website through some other company as well. And he made $1.8 off of sunglasses over that weekend. Apparently, there was called like blended glasses or some shit like that. So shout out to that boy. Cause he only gets paid $5 million. That's his salary. So he pretty much made 20% of his salary from some nigga talking shit. That's fly. That's what you gotta do, man. You gotta fucking see opportunities and shit and seize it. I forgot who said that, but they said what? With much calamity and confusion is great opportunity. Some shit like that. So that was dope. The other thing he did yesterday, which it was really dope to me, I appreciate it, was I told y'all that the boy Henry Blackburn, I think his name was. Henry Blackburn, he was getting death threats and shit from that late hit that he gave to Travis Henry, I think. Um Travis Hunter. So Dion came out and told no, sorry, not apologized. Dion came out and told the niggas, "Hey, look, it's a game. It's football. We forgiven the ball, so y'all should forgive the ball too." Like talking to the fans and shit. Like, don't tell that nigga y'all gonna kill him. Chill out. It's a game. That's what Dion said. That's fly as hell. Especially considering that he ain't gonna have Travis Hunter back for 3 more weeks. And this is apparently the hardest 3 weeks of their schedule. They gotta play like I think they gotta play USC and I think they gotta play Clemson this week or one of those. So yeah, they on some shit right now. But shout out to the guy for being I guess you could say a wise and ethical man and seeing like that this is just a kid, yo. You talking about you gonna kill a kid over a fucking football play? Shut the fuck up. Shut up. But it did remind me though that like these state rivalries get serious as hell. And I know if I was that kid and niggas was telling me that they was gonna kill me over a late hit, I would be thinking to myself like, damn, these ain't just international niggas. Some of these niggas live up the block. You know what I mean? Some of these Colorado fans is actually in my city. So that's crazy. I'm sure he feels some type of way, felt some type of way. And it wasn't even just him. It was like him and his family and shit. But yeah, hopefully shout out to Dion for turning the other cheek and going I guess going a little bit more soft on that. Cause I mean, there could have been a lot of ways to react to that, you know? There could have been a lot of shit. Cause it was clearly targeting. And the young boy didn't get in no trouble. Like, they called it on the play, but he didn't get a fine. I mean, you can't fine a kid, but he didn't get like a suspension or anything. There was no type of discipline to be had for the ball. So I think that wasn't, I think that kind of sucks. But if the NCAA would have did that, then I guess a lot of people probably wouldn't be online calling for that nigga's head. That's what I think personally. So I think you got to be tough on these issues to an extent, because then that'll keep the fans off of people's backs. But like I said, shout out to Dion for being mature about that shit and saying what needed to be said. Um, so Avante Maddox, man, he tore his pec, bro. For niggas that don't know, that's our slot receiver. This nigga's injured every year. I'm very, very disappointed about this shit because last year we had a lot of good injury luck on the Eagles. We talking about the Eagles right now. Last year we had a lot of good injury luck on the Eagles. And that shit carried all the way to the end of the season, at least until Jalen hurt his shoulder and fell out of the MVP race. But we still got him, you know? He was still playing his greatest game in the postseason at the Super Bowl. Like, that's arguably one of the greatest games he ever played. Accuracy was crazy. Play calling, the reads, everything was crazy. He was moving on his legs. He was moving through the air. So that was a great game. And he was doing that shit at like 70, 75%. He wasn't fully healthy. We all know that. But this year, you heard of regression to the mean, right? That means that ultimately whatever you might have had that was unusual is probably going to be a little bit closer to usual the next go round, right? So it was unusual that we had no injuries last year. So this year, it's going to be more likely that shit's going to get more, realistic for us. So we already seeing it, man. We seen it in the preseason. Let's see. I can't even remember the niggas that got cut already because they was fucking, injured in the preseason. But already, we seeing it with Avante Maddox. We seeing it with Nakobe Dean. Kenny Gainwell was out week 2. Yeah, so that's huge because, like, our secondary has been lackluster, to say the least. I don't know if y'all peep, but niggas is making plays on us. Like, we got big play. We lost Bradbury week 1. So that's huge. That's big. So we had, I believe we had Evans out there playing safety, which he got lucky. He even made the team. He made the team because of a play he made in the preseason. So he's overmatched. In most cases, he's overmatched. Reed Blankenship, I think he got injured in week 1. I think he's back, but he got injured in week 1 as well. So that's our whole entire secondary for the most part. So yeah, that was a big problem. Avonte Maddox being lost for the season, that's an issue. That's a real issue. We're going to end up having to sign somebody for him because we can't elevate nobody. And ain't nobody on the practice squad that is capable as he is. That nigga's 5'9", $180, and throws his body around like he got another one somewhere. I don't know why, but that's how he play. And we love him for it. But yeah, that nigga is probably out for the season. So, with the Birds, next week, we got the Bucks. I'm kind of excited about this matchup, to be honest, because I root for Baker Mayfield, man. I want that boy to do well. Everybody gave him a whole lot of shit, treated him like he was a piece of shit. And I've been watching his career since the very beginning. Not Ohio, not Ohio, but his pro career. I've been watching him. They was on Hard Knocks the first year. And he was sitting behind Tyrod Taylor, I believe. And Hugh Jackson was his coach. And if you ask me, he did better. He's done better since then. You know what I mean? Than either of those guys. Both of those guys got traded, fired, respectively. You know what I mean? Nothing bad to say about Tyrod Taylor. Just more to say, like, Baker got put into a bad situation, and then he brought the team to the fucking playoffs for the first time in how many years? And actually won a playoff game? Now, don't get me wrong. It could be argued that there's a stacked team around him, which is cool. That's good. But they hold that man. They treated him like shit. They didn't extend him. Then they ended up cutting him. Then they ended up paying this other nigga the most money in the world to be trashed. Did y'all see Deshaun Watson lately? This nigga Deshaun Watson. Hey, listen. He sexually assaulted a whole bunch of people, allegedly, right? So when I seen that nigga dropping balls and throwing away fucking picks and shit, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm happy, man. I root against that nigga, man. He got paid way too much bread. He ain't capable no more. He's been out of the game for 2 years. He was sitting before all of that controversy and shit came out. He wasn't even playing, so y'all got to keep in mind. He was sitting because of the controversy, and he was sitting because he was on some bullshit. Like, I think he is having some controversy with the owner and shit, which a lot of people forget. Some people were saying that the owners of the Texans was even, you know, the reason that a lot of people started coming out against Deshaun because he was sitting. Hey, I don't know none of these niggas. I wasn't there. But I will say this. 55 allegations of sexual assault is a hell of a lot. So, 44, that's a hell of a lot. So, I'm going to go ahead and say it's a good chance that you probably piss one person off by being improper. So, I'm going to say you being you got too much motherfucking bread. You got too much motherfucking influence. I've said this before. You're a handsome young man. You're rich as fuck. You can get ass, bro. You can get, you probably got a little bit of riz. You can get girls, bro. You can go to the bar. You can go to the gym. Nigga, you can throw parties at your house. You can go get your homies to go to the clubs and be like, yeah, my homie play for the local sports team. You know what I'm saying? We about to go to his crib for the afties. I've been at the club. I know how this shit work. Yeah, we about to go to his crib for the afties. Oh, yeah, where that at? The bitch is going to be asking. Especially if y'all niggas look like y'all got some bread. Girls going to be asking, where that at? Then, bam, parties at Deshaun crib. You could be just like James Harden, bro. You could get your number retired, too. When I have everybody loving and respecting you. But no, you want to go out there and take the pussy like Pepe. Shit's improper, boss. So, with that said, his demise is clear and obvious, and I'm happy to see it. And I'm happy to see it on, how do you say it, compounded with the fact that how they hold Baker. I'm happy to see them failing as well. Now, I like the Browns. I like a lot of people on that team. I fuck with Njoku. I fuck with a lot of the defensive players, Myles Garrett and all of them niggas. It came out that Kareem Hunt is actually in talks with him, so they probably going to end up getting him for Nick Chubb, because I told y'all Nick Chubb broke his fucking leg. I probably didn't even have to tell y'all Nick Chubb broke his leg, because that shit broke. That shit was the hardest snap. That was a snap heard around the world. That shit was crazy. But yeah, so they picking up Kareem Hunt. That's a quick way to report that. I do have something to report that's uh I don't know if it's something, but it seemed like it might be something. So we signed a Kelly Oubre. Shout out to the ball. I told y'all yesterday that he averages about 20, and I was saying 8 rebounds, but no, that went down a little bit since I kept watching him because I used to have him on my fantasy, so I kept up with him for a little bit. But now that's going down to about 5.4 rebounds. But now let me tell you the downside of this motherfucker. He can't shoot, but he takes 7 plus threes a game. No bueno. Also, he's got the most empty scoring out of, I think they ranked him at, now I'm not going to get into the empty scoring. Let's move on. Let's hold off on that one. He was ranked at 510 out of I think 530 players in assist to turnover ratio. So the nigga literally is a ball stopper. He's a black hole. He does not pass the ball. Right? It is what it is. We do it. We an ISO team anyway. So it's not like that's going to change much. But he don't pass the ball. So he has a terrible assist to turnover ratio. But his scoring is massively empty. I believe that they were saying like the when this nigga scores a bunch of points, niggas don't win. So it is what it said. I mean, it is what it is, man. I think that in a defensive minded situation, he could be a good piece to have. I think that if we recognize his weaknesses, then we can absolutely utilize that nigga and put him to some good use. And I'm not worried about that. I actually think that would be I think that would be good for him and it would be good for us because he's been floating around for a while now. I think when I first started watching Mans, he was over in Phoenix, but then Phoenix decided they wanted to start winning games, so they got rid of him. Then he went to the Warriors, but then they stars came back, so they got rid of him. And then he went to Charlotte, and then I don't know why Charlotte got rid of him, to be honest. But yeah, so he here now. Welcome to the squad, Kelly. I don't have very high expectations, so just don't go out there and fuck everything up. That's all I ask. But this is what I'm reporting though. Apparently, Kelly Oubre started dating this girl that James used to date for a long time, and it was like James's like girl, and Kelly Oubre started dating her while James was still dating her. I'm using the words that I heard or read from these articles and shit. So James kind of has maybe a issue with Kelly Oubre at the time, and then Kelly Oubre ended up marrying the girl, and that's his wife now. So there may be like one thing that could be said about James throughout this whole issue, this holdout process on the off season, is that he never said anything bad about the team, and he's been in contact with everybody from the team. Like he been fucking with Joe. He was working out with Maxi recently. So I think that everything with the team chemistry, the team dynamic, the locker room, and all of that shit, I think that's actually fairly intact despite all of this shit that's going on. I think that him saying what he said about Daryl, that could possibly cause irreparable damage between those two and their relationship. But as far as the team is concerned, I don't think that I saw anything that anybody couldn't apologize for or whatever. But if you bring Kelly Oubre into the locker room, that might change shit a little bit. You know what I mean? So I mean, I'm not planning for James to be there. I'm not planning for James to not be there. But I don't know what to expect. But I can say that it's going to shake something up. It's going to change something. There is a dynamic. I can't say what kind of dynamic, but there is a dynamic going on. That's the local sports scene. So, I guess you could say I'm kind of iffy if I want to talk about this shit, but I guess I should because awareness is everything. But my cat is on my lap just having a fucking field day, and I'm trying my best not to be distracted by it. She going ham. She going hammer time. Look at her. She just taking the affection, bro. She don't give a fuck. I could be here or not be here as long as she get what she want. All right, so let's see. This is another sad football story. There's actually I'm neglecting to mention a lot of sad football stories today. Because I ain't really want to make the mood too dark, but niggas ain't saying shit in here anyway, so I might as well keep going. Sergio Brown. I wasn't watching football my whole life, so I don't know who this nigga is. But he's missing right now. Ooh, he appears to resurface. Okay. Where do I go? 22 minutes AP. That's the most recent. I like how they make all the pages like kind of uniform with this Microsoft Start shit. I like that because I've clicked on various different pages and I know how these pop-ups be with these articles and shit. I like that. Did missing ex-NFL player Sergio Brown post videos about mother's death? Police start investigating. So apparently this nigga went missing at the same time that his mother died, and people have painted it in different ways. But I be telling y'all niggas, I don't know these people, bro, and I wasn't there. I don't know his mom, so I'm not gonna sit there and take a couple of facts that niggas share with me and be like, oh, okay, so that means, and draw some type of conclusion. I just don't feel like I have the right to do that because life is weird and unpredictable. So a lot of the times, the most natural conclusions that niggas can jump to is not what actually happened, bro. Weird shit be happening, bro. All right. I want to light that back up, but whatever. Jacksonville Jaguar safety Sergio Brown. Police in suburban Chicago are checking on the authenticity of Instagram videos that appear to show missing former NFL player Sergio Brown discussing the recent death of his mother, who died following an assault. Damn, and they got it on the gram? Brown, 35, is still considered a missing person. Maywood police spokesperson Carmen Rivera said in an email Tuesday acknowledging police were aware of the videos and were investigating. Rivera did not immediately return messages Wednesday seeking an update. In a video posted Monday on an Instagram page that appears to belong to Sergio Brown, a man resembling Brown calls reports about the death of his 73-year-old mother, Myrtle Brown, fake news. Fake news, fake news, fake news. It has to be the FBI, the man says in the rambling, expletive-filled video, in which he says he thought his mother was on vacation in the Mexican state of Sinaloa, I guess. Fuck. I never heard of that Mexican state. In another video posted to his Instagram on Story Tuesday, the man references the film Finding Nemo, repeating the movie's famous line, just keep swimming, the Chicago Tribune reported. This shit's getting weird. Myrtle Brown's body was found Saturday near the creek behind her home in Maywood, about 12 miles, 19 kilometers, west of Chicago. Relatives had told police they could not locate her or Sergio Brown. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office ruled Myrtle Brown's death a homicide Sunday, saying she was injured during an assault. Police said Sunday they were trying to find Sergio Brown and asked anyone with information on his whereabouts to contact them. Brown's brother, Nick Brown, memorialized their mother Sunday on social media, calling her strong, caring, diligent, fancy. Yeah, I'll be seeing the word fancy a lot more lately. Maybe I'm just paying attention to it, you know? Like when you see a car and then the rest of the day you see that car for the rest of the day. I don't know, but I'll be seeing fancy a lot. Strong, caring, diligent, fancy, and funny. He asked anyone who knows his brother's whereabouts to share information with police. Damn, this seems serious. I want him to know that I love you, and please come home, Nick Brown wrote. Sergio Brown, who graduated from Proviso East High School in Maywood. I ain't got my glasses on. That's why I've been wearing my glasses the last couple days, and you niggas know why. I'm a blind motherfucker. Sergio Brown, who graduated from Proviso East High School in Maywood, played college football for Notre Dame before his time in the NFL. He played defensive back from 2010 through 2016 with the New England Patriots, Indianapolis Colts, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Buffalo Bills. Man, that AFC North, man. So, that's 22 minutes ago. That's the update. A lot of real sad football news. Besides that, some nigga died at the Patriots game on Monday. This is something, like I said, I was iffy about whether Fred Getz. What's up, Fred Getz? The Bader-Meinhof effect. You notice things more often during the novelty phase of encountering them. I appreciate that. Thank you. You just added something to my my knowledge base, man. And I'm gonna go look that shit up later and actually try to learn more about it. But yeah, I'm more aware of it now, so I'm gonna keep pointing it out. But Appreciate you, Fred Getz. So like I said, somebody died at the Patriots game the other day, and I ain't really want to talk about it because I ain't want to be on that dark shit. But you know, the world is the world. The world gonna keep whirling, so you gotta be ready for it. So what really struck me about it though, it was a fight. It was a fight between Dolphins fan and a Patriots fan, and it was literally like it looked like a one-on-one, but the nigga died. He got killed. You know, and at first I was like, damn, somebody got away with murder. That's fucked up. But they got video of it, so somebody's gonna come to justice for it. But what's sad about it is that man was 30 years old. He had two kids, and his wife was there with him. You know, so she was saying he was a good man and all of that shit. You know, people be people. But what's real sad about it is that nigga put his jersey on. He paid his money for his ticket. He went and dropped his kids off at the babysitter or whatever. And then he went out and he was celebrating. He was going to have the time of his life. And he ain't make it home that day. My cat is clicking all types of shit. It's cool though. She got rain in this joint. But he ain't make it home that night. So that's real fucked up and sad, you know. Especially when people plan on going out having a good time and shit. That's the last thing you expect. I remember when I went to the Sixers game and a nigga died at the Sixers game. It was a quite different circumstance, but the guy at the Sixers game was like having a heart attack or some shit. And I just watched everybody struggling to try to give him, you know, EMTs came. But it was like such a big crowd that they couldn't really like, you know what I mean? Everybody was paying attention to the game. And I'm just above them. Like I was on a balcony looking down. And the Bulls that I was sitting with, I didn't know them personally, but we had started talking because we were so close and shit, sitting over the game. They was like, yo, I can't believe, is this really happening right now? I was like, yo, I think it is. I was like, yo, I got to go step out and smoke. Because they was just trying to resuscitate Bull. He collapsed. We saw him collapse. Saw a bunch of people crowd around him, start resuscitating him. I went out to go smoke, right? Because I ain't trying to watch niggas die, man. I'm dead ass serious. That shit stick with you for the rest of your life, right? So that's why I'm not playing videos of motherfuckers fighting and dying and shit on this joint. Because, I mean, I could pull them up, but what the fuck? That shit ain't good for me. So I don't think it's good for y'all either. So I stepped out to go have a cigarette, which you can't do, right? So I'm smoking in the hallway and shit, risking getting kicked out. And if a nigga would have caught me, I'd have been like, yo, it's a nigga dying in there, man. You should go address that shit. Right? So I come back in and I'm like, anything happen? And they just point and I see him getting carted off. And they got the sheet over his head and shit. And I know when they got the sheet over your head, niggas, I mean, you ain't, you know what I'm saying? So that's sad. That's fucked up. And that was traumatizing for me. Because I went to like 8 or 9 Sixers games that season. So I was in the building. I started feeling at home. But once I went to that one, that shit changed everything. That changed my whole momentum. I was just like, fuck. Niggas come out there, enjoy themselves, and just be dying, bro. But that's life, man. The only thing inevitable in life is death. Besides that, there was another fight of some people at this Steelers game that's going around and shit, but I ain't even worried about that shit either. We actually are getting to the point where I could start to wrap this joint up. So, we're going to get into the quotes of the day, baby boys. I hope everybody is enjoying themselves. Death and taxes. Oh, yeah. You already know. Life is fragile. One bad knock to the head can end it all. Yeah, bro. That's what's crazy about it. Because, like, I bet you it wasn't even necessarily the bull punching him that killed him. You know what I mean? It might have been an impact of him falling or something, you know? And then it's even more sad because there's a whole lot of people around who had to, like, deal with that, watch that. You know what I mean? They get to go home knowing they watched somebody die that night, you know? Like, when did he? 3 minutes into the third quarter. Bam. So, yeah, that is sad. But like I said, we got to keep some levity. We got to understand that life is going to keep life and be ready for that shit. So let's get into these quotes, man. I saw Dame. So Dame was on It Is What It Is yesterday. And I've been shitting on Dame for a little while now because I feel like he's kind of a hypocrite because of the way he went about this offseason and requesting this trade or whatever. But anyway, he said this yesterday, and it was real triggering to me. He said, we all kind of delusional about what the possibilities are. And he was talking about his game. He was talking about his greatness. He was talking about whether his team could actually win a championship with him on it. He said, we all kind of delusional about what the possibilities are. And that statement struck the shit out of me because he's worth $500 million. So he's worth $500 million, and he's arguably successful at pretty much anything he's ever tried in life, right? But he's still admitting that he's got that delusional confidence that keeps a dude going, keeps a girl going, keeps a person going that'll like drive you and excel you to greatness. Because you got to have that. You got to be your own biggest fan. And I was arguing that to my homie the other day. I was like, man, like a person like Pat Bev, right? People will say, yo, that dude's delusional, bro. Mr. 94 feet, pick you up, defensive player of the year every year. People will say that dude's delusional, but what I would say is that's the type of confidence you need to be able to survive in this league at his size with his skill set. You know what I mean? You got to have something to make up for that shit. So I give him credit for it. For real, I admire it. So I say the same thing, and I see it here manifesting itself in this Damian Lillard quote. He said, we are kind of delusional about what the possibilities are. But meanwhile, I look at a nigga like him and I'm like, what you mean? The possibilities is endless, bro. You could buy a city. But anyway, another quote. The price of anything is the amount of life that you exchange for it. That was Henry David Thoreau. That actually says a lot to the tragic circumstances that were witnessed this week in sports. So let me read that again. The price of anything is the amount of life that you exchange for it. Now, it's funny. People say time is money. I say time is more valuable because you can't get that shit back, right? But this man literally said, nigga, no essence, life. How much life are you exchanging for that shit? That's time, that's energy, that's patience, that's everything. So, yeah, that's huge. I like that. And also with these Henry David Thoreau quotes, I kind of fuck with them because I can't really translate them. Like I can't say them in a better way. I can't sum them up. I still gotta like dwell on them a little bit more. I still gotta chew on them. Pause. He said, I'd rather sit on a pumpkin and have it all to myself than be crowded on a velvet cushion. That's how I feel about going to football games, nigga. Yeah, I can't sum that one up too. I think that was beautiful. But this is the most important one, I think. This is the one that really fucks with me, bro. By the way, thank y'all for coming through today. This is the one I want to send y'all home with. This is the one I want to have y'all walk with. So before I say this quote, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, if you aren't following, please do. You can catch these videos after the fact. Excuse me. You can catch these videos after the fact at YouTube, A Fancy Clown. You can subscribe to that, John. Also, I got a podcast with the homie, TRN Podcast. It's the realest podcast in the world. If you like this, you're going to love that because I got somebody to talk to and pitch ideas off of. Also, we put out a whole bunch of content on the TRN Podcast on Twitter. We be keeping that John popping because we trying to get them 5 million impressions every 3 months, my G, because they paying bulls. I don't know if you know, but they paying bulls. So, anyway, oh yeah, also, check out Practice Needed. We're going to be streaming tonight, 9 o'clock. This man said, Henry David Thoreau, he says, some men go fishing all their lives before realizing that it's not the fish that they're after. If my mic wasn't hanging from the ceiling, I would drop that bitch. He says, some men go fishing all their lives before realizing it's not the fish they're after. With all of that said, Fred Getz, thank you for hanging out. Azora Saga, thank you for hanging out. Practice Needed, thank you for hanging out. Thank y'all for weighing in. And I'll see y'all again tomorrow, bright and early, 10 a.m. And remember, man, be great on purpose.